Most important thing in business is honesty, integrity, hard work. You need somebody?
When I need proof, I pray that I find the truth. Feel like it's pulling my tooth, and what's done in the dark slowly letting me loose. My love right by my side, she know I ain't got no coof. Picture me, tossing in my sleep. I'm fighting demons alone, she hugging me, screaming we. Picture somebody bringing life to your life. Got the plug, told Virgil, right wife on my wife. Nigga, easy.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Back with my brothers. Got a special episode this week. Got a few guests to get into a real conversation regarding some heroes in our communities. Ed, can you go ahead and do us the honors? And
I didn't do Brian. Why he think I'm gonna do certain time?
It has nothing to do with you, sir.
I feel like he brings on the guests.
I don't care.
I mean, I get where you're going with this. It makes sense, but it's Anthony we're talking about. He wants to be difficult.
I'm not being difficult. He's the host.
Definitely he's the host. He got a point.
Look, watch this. Got time to search.
Okay, can you let the audience know who they are? No, don't feel like it.
Okay, Sergio, would you like to introduce yourself? That's weird. Not the host.
That's just because. Okay, do you?
Sergio, would you like to introduce yourself?
I feel like before you introduce, I don't mean to cut you off. We introduce our wives.
That's not wise.
You're supposed to be your brothers, though.
They are my brothers.
So they don't deserve an introduction?
I just said, Sergio, would you like to introduce yourself?
Don't look at
I got my brother Serge. I got my brother Ty. Serge, take it away.
All right, good people, how y'all doing? My name is Sergio Diggs. I'm a Philadelphia police officer. Just want to put that out here that my views and opinions are solely my own and not representative of the Philadelphia Police Department or any entity.
Also, I fight. That's my brother. What Brian do on the court? Ty, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
My name is Tyrone Davis, Philadelphia firefighter. Same what Serge said.
I'm Ed.
B-list rapper.
Wow.
At least that nigga ain't say like Z-list. Also,
Yo, can we do our intros on here?
It's too late.
Oh, all right.
If you would have introduced you, it would have made it easier, though, right? Yeah.
Because we so much more than just cop and fight.
That's why I
the conversation is gonna expose all of that.
That's why I asked for him to give the introduction.
Yeah. Y'all don't duck no smoke. How you doing, Steph?
You took smoke.
I'm good. How
I
about
don't duck no smoke. What smoke am I duck?
Boo! All the time. Like what? You invented the boo.
you? You did.
I damn sure.
Exactly. Ducking smoke.
Alright, you right. Steph, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Had a good week. Doing that thing that we spoke about last week on Tuesday. Seen some pictures that kind of disturbed me this past week. I showed them. I was like kind of fucked up in the moment of how he looks now compared to what he looked like the last time I seen him.
Which was like, what, 15 years ago or something like that?
No, I don't think you see the picture. It was a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was a picture with
2019.
Terrence and your dad a couple years ago.
2019.
I don't remember that one. Sorry.
I don't think you saw it.
Yeah, I don't think you saw it. But it was 2019. It was the last time I actually seen him. And then I seen, I guess the nursing home had a family friends day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My aunt on his side, I took a picture of the event, you know, taking pictures and stuff like that. And it just like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
He's sick?
He looked real sick, to be honest with you. In my opinion. So I'm definitely gonna go up there.
What you doing today?
What do you mean? Today?
Yeah, What you doing today?
Going home and cleaning and
You don't want to go today?
I don't know if they allow. I'm just going Tuesday.
I'm about to say, I literally just asked you, can you go anytime last week? And you say, yeah.
Okay, well that's the time that I set aside to go.
Alright.
Tuesday.
Alright.
But yeah, other than that, my week was fine. How was your week?
Week was a little rough.
Care to divulge?
Elaborate.
Nope, wrong. How was your week?
I had a rough week, man. Had a couple events this week.
Care to divulge?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Couple cookouts between the two sites at the job. We had one at corporate. The one at corporate was Friday. The one in Warminster was Thursday, and the one in Delaware was Monday.
Gotcha.
And then yesterday was my mom's surprise birthday / retirement
Congratulations, Mom.
Yep.
party.
Congratulations.
That joint was lit. I don't dance. I danced. Hurt my whole groin.
Did you have fun dancing?
I had a lot of fun, bro. Like I might
So
be
from this
dance
point
bored.
on, don't ever tell nobody else you don't dance.
I'm dance bored.
Dance fever.
I was out there.
You wearing that to today's John?
Yeah, I don't care. But there's something wrong
With
with
the glasses? No, I mean, I thought you was going to put
glasses.
your chef attire
No,
on.
it's a holiday time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and now I'm tired with a hangover. With sunglasses on in a dark room,
Shit get real, bro.
bro.
You next.
I don't
Am
know
I
how.
Yeah, I had one. He got one now. You next.
I don't.
I don't get hangovers.
You don't get hangovers?
Neither do I.
That,
Here's the
look,
funny
you
thing.
don't
I'm gonna tell
give me
you
a
why.
challenge.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't get hangovers. I don't drink cheap liquor.
Oh,
And-
time out. Who fault is that?
Me. The hell? I own that one. But they had, I don't know what they had. They ain't had nothing that I drank there. So you see me drinking Jim Beam and pineapple juice. That was the best thing that was there.
Yeah.
That was it.
I have a tolerance to cheap liquor, bro.
Don't say that.
What do you mean? I was in college drinking fucking handles of Vladimir.
Don't say that in public, bro. You too old for
Hey,
that.
man, let that nigga live. Ty, how was your week, bro?
Week was well. Finished up at the academy. I'm an instructor at the academy. Just got finished 2 nights ago. We do night ops. Get the cadets ready, prepared for the real world. What happens out in the field. So it was pretty cool. I got a chance to see 2 of my members of the Clutch Kings receive their badge. So it was a good week. I had a good week.
That's dope. You gonna get into the Clutch Kings. Clutch Kings, sorry. Sir, that was your week, bro.
Long. City is off the hook. Motherfuckers shooting each other every day, all day. It was hot. It was nice, which means more people
Reckless
dumb-
endangerment.
doing dumb shit. So no, it was a long one. I was on night work, and then wifey looked at me and said, "Do you want to have a cookout?" Which means we having a cookout. So, so I had to prepare for all of that, which is happening today. Because my opinion is,
Is it a big John or just a family John?
so it's supposed to be intimate John, but I don't really know how to do small, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
That's what's up.
before we get into it, I do gotta ask y'all a question.
No.
Okay. Are we gonna breeze through this, John?
It should be reasonable.
Duh.
I got 2 questions. It's a 2-parter.
I got a question. I got 2 questions. All right.
It's a 2-parter.
2-parter. We ain't breezing through this.
Do y'all think Russell Wilson is a cornball or corny?
Corny?
Yes.
I
I think. Let me start. I think he's corny, but I'm corny too, so I understand it.
all right. So the word that's going around in regards to that is
Hold up. Wait.
I wasn't going to engage.
You just gonna let my man say he corny?
I wasn't going to engage. The word that's going around is square. When I'm about to be 34, so when I grew up, a square was not a Russell Wilson. Maybe I don't know if it was like different areas in Philadelphia, but a square to me was not Russell Wilson corny, but a nigga that's out here in the streets doing corny shit. Okay. That's what a square was to me. A lame ass nigga is a square. Russell Wilson is just a black dude with some curly shit that talks proper, all that other shit.
So I don't think necessarily it's that. What I would classify as corny, the corny things that he does, is like the motivational things that he does for himself. He calls himself Mr. Unlimited and stuff like that. Like he'd be like, "Hey, look at Mr. Unlimited," all that other stuff. That's the corny stuff. The taking care of your family and being you and being good at a pillar in the community. That's not corny to me. That's not being a square. I'm just talking about how like he has like a persona, a different persona, every now and again.
But you also got to factor in who's putting that stigma on him. I always thought that he was corny, right? Mm-hmm. And then when I began to like hear more stuff about him, like the reason that they call him corny, and it has a lot to do with what you were saying, but he God-fearing.
Facts.
He taking care of somebody else's child.
Facts.
He married a beautiful woman.
Facts.
And he displaying all that. Mm-hmm. It's not like he out there living a nightlife doing all this crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. So people gonna say he corny.
Exactly.
So when I started seeing that, I don't think he corny anymore. I think he was corny before. He just like a corny boy. But the reason that they're calling him corny, no.
I do the same shit. Am I corny?
I think I'm corny. I literally do some of the same.
Why do you think you corny?
Because I think.
Why do he know? You said.
Or why do you know you corny?
Oh, why do I know that I'm corny?
Yeah.
I just know. This is a fact of self-awareness.
Got more boss on the shirt. I mean, the beast on the shirt.
And my wife bought me the shirt.
Because she know he corny.
Exactly.
So, corny dudes wear shirts like that?
Steph does, yes.
See, I don't know. Maybe my mind is to the
people like think I'm corny.
When I say I'm
real
corny,
shit. Like that's not real shit to me. Like I don't know. If I'm going deem you as a corny dude, like it's you got to do some real shit that's corny to me. Not no fucking current move with the beast.
I mean, but again, but just like I said, it depends on the person. Like it depends on what how you viewing it.
Like you go around and you boasting and bragging, and then you go into your mom's basement.
Yeah, that's corny.
That's corny to me.
That's a name.
Like some people think that.
Yeah, like I could never deem somebody wearing a current move shirt with a beast on it being corny.
I mean, and that's fine. The reason why I think I'm corny is because of the way I not carry myself, but just some of the things I do. The thing is, when I mean corny, I mean like cornball, goofy, nerdy, that type of stuff.
Definitely nerdy.
You know what I mean? So like, people like,
yeah, I guess we all got different terminology.
You 30 something, you watch anime. That's corny.
Definitely
okay. Corny. And I don't give a damn. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's corny. I think that's more nerdy, but I don't think nerds are corny.
But
some
again,
people
because
do.
the same nerd
depends on the person. Like it just depends on how you view it, bro.
Yeah.
Alright.
How do y'all feel about it, Sergio and Ty?
The whole Russell Wilson thing, my personal opinion is I don't think he's corny. What I think for him is he a great example of what we need out here.
Facts.
I just think he's one of those dudes like I just talked about. He married somebody that already had a kid, and you look at his social media like he really all about family.
Facts.
I mean, he do his stuff, to the side that he hang out with his friends and stuff like that. But everything he really talked about is his family and football. I don't think you can ask for much for. I don't know him personally. You know what I mean? I don't go into details, but for what he put out on social media, you know what I mean? I don't think he's corny for it.
Facts. He's definitely somebody that if I was to have a son and he was like, yo, I have a role model in sports, definitely Russell Wilson would be the stand-up. Hey, Dad, can I get a Russell Wilson jersey? You're an Eagles fan, but I got you. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely would want him to look. Russell Wilson is definitely a role model I would want, if I had a kid, to look up to.
But it's sort of like what Anthony said, too. It goes back to, I think, our culture. Mm-hmm. What's corny? Being right? What's corny? Doing good for yourself? What's corny?
Yeah.
Living right? What's corny? being a genius. What's corny? Like everybody got a different definition for what corny means. You know, so
Would I pick Russell Wilson? You probably would pick Russell Wilson for your child. I wouldn't pick Russell Wilson for my child. I'll definitely go to LeBron before I go to Russell Wilson.
absolutely.
That's just because
Let's
I
go.
feel like I
Bron
connect more
James.
to Bron than I connect more. But that's more of a connection. I feel like I connect more to Bron.
Yeah, I can
than
definitely
to,
understand that.
Or if I Fred Taylor, I would pick a Fred Taylor over just because of I feel like I connect more to a Fred Taylor than to a
And then that's fine, but it, like,
Shannon Sharp. I would pick Shannon Sharp over Russell Wilson.
but I
Definitely
don't think if your son said, or if Hero, let's just say Hero, I don't think if Hero was like, Dad, I want Russell Wilson as my role model. I don't think you'd be like,
Y'all always got me fucked up.
Yo, speaking of Harold, right? So I'm at work, you know, a couple people at my job listen to the pod. He says, "Hey, do you have a picture of the baby?" I said, "What baby?" They was like, "Hero." I was like, "Maybe."
maybe.
I was like, "All right, here we go." I said, "I'm gonna show you one." Oh my God, he's so cute. Thank you. And my damn baby, but thank you.
That's your godson.
Bro, I get it, but it's like as a parent, people, oh my God, thank you, thank you. I didn't know what to say. Thank you. Show the regular one, show the cartoon one. I said, I'll let the parents know that you say he was cute. So this is me letting his
Thank
parents know.
you. Appreciate it.
But do you, if Hero was like, yo, I want Russell Wilson to be my role model, my sports role model, I don't think you would have
You had a better idea using T.
I'll be like, let me introduce you to somebody else.
But no, compared to him saying, yeah, NBA young
Now, all right. So if
you had a better chance with T.Y. because by the time Hero old enough, anybody gonna know who Russell Wilson is, at least in his age range.
So okay, but what if
stupid.
all right? So T.Y. Russell Wilson's a sports role model for me
His role
versus
model is
NBA young boy or some shit like that.
Who is that?
a rapper,
That he actually likes.
I think I'm gonna go the same way. I think I'm gonna just because of the where we was raised, how we was raised, how I raised him. I'm gonna go with somebody who's more of a figure to the culture we came from, and let him know how he got there, where he's at, and where did he come from.
So now I have a different question. As a parent, the way that you raise your kids, do you think that they're going to like the way that your mom and dad raised you? Do you feel like you're like following all those guidelines, or did you like listen to whatever they
Can
took?
I save that question for next week's episode?
It wasn't your question; it was my question. And I'm not going to remember the question, but it goes into the statement that you just made. So if you think I'll remember the question next week, you bumped your head.
It's documented. No, I say that because we got the Young Bucks on next week. But that question, my answer is gonna reflect in something that I wanted to say for them.
Stay tuned next week because I don't remember the question.
To dip into it real quick, Ty, you just had a new baby. You had a new baby too, but you you're only like 2 months in, but this is your first child. You wanna tap into how it has impacted you and that same question, like how would you want to raise Big Dog Zane? You know what I mean? Like would Russell Wilson be one of them guys that you know what I mean? We come from that the urban areas. I don't want to be too ghetto, but
So sort of like what you said again, I'm gonna piggyback off of you as far as the LeBron James thing. I'm a LeBron James fan, and people will be like, "Wow, why you a LeBron James fan?" It's not so much of what LeBron do on the court.
mm-hmm.
It's how he is off the court. Like I think Bull is a stand-up dude, and if I could put my son in a room with him, and they have a conversation, for me, that's to be the guy that, besides my son looking up to me, that'll be the guy that I want my son to be like, "Yo, Dad, he Bull." And he might be Father Time by the time my son 10, but Bron still.
But everything's
He's
still.
still gonna
He
be
gonna have the Michael Jordan highlights and stuff like that because
He gonna have
I feel like
impact
I
on the
missed the
world.
Michael Jordan era, but they still talk about MJ now. So I feel as though like me giving that to my son, like Bronny Bull. But just having him though is a blessing. My son is he gives me joy. He gives me a lot of joy. He gets me through he gets me through situations. He gets me out of dark places. My son, he is definitely a blessing.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Do you watch Chicago Fire?
I do.
How real is it?
So the calls can be a little bit dramatic. Inside of a house fire, we really can't say. It could be 9 o'clock in the morning, and you go inside of a house fire. It's pitch black.
Word.
You don't. Only time you see fire is when it's exposed to you. But like Chicago Fire, it's just
You see everything. Yeah.
fire,
You see
lights,
the couch.
and all that. Like you see the
couch,
couches
see
and
the
all
lamp,
that.
you see the stove.
You don't see none of that. You go inside of a building. So that's why they always say, if you ever hear a firefighter talk, like, I like to see it exposed. Like, I like to pull up to a house fire and there's fire blowing out one of the windows. Because if it's not, we gotta dig the fuck in, and it's a little bit tricky. When we pull up to a job and there's heavy smoke blowing out of the property and we don't see no fire, that's a little bit dangerous, because now we're going into an unknown situation. We don't know where it's at, so we just moving until we know it's hot. And we listening for the crackling sounds.
Talk about. He said it's a little bit dangerous. Fighting fires, period, is dangerous, sir.
I'm a adrenaline junkie.
Okay,
Ride motorcycles,
say less.
running burning buildings. So yeah, right.
All right. Okay, I guess I get it now.
That's what's up. Ty, you are doing amazing things in the community right now. I feel like one of your slogans is, it's time to go from outrage to engage. I know you've been through, I don't want to tell your story, but I know you lost a brother to gun violence and all that stuff. Let everybody know, like where did that phrase come from? Like how everything became that, and put you into that space where you go out and talk to kids and all that stuff, and you know.
It's cool. So, just to give a little background story, I've probably been into the mentoring thing for about 10 years, reaching back, giving back to the community, because I feel as though sometimes as African American men, we make it to a level in life we don't reach back, whether it's on our career, our jobs, or in the hood. Like, you hear the kids now, there's no old heads. Why is there no old heads? We're supposed to be the old heads, supposed to be reaching back. So, for me, when I lost my brother 2 years ago to gun violence, it was like, I'm done with this community. I don't want to do this no more. Like, why should I sacrifice my life?
You lost one of the closest things to you.
Yeah, to gun violence, for stupidity. So why should I give back to these young boys? That was a question I asked myself. Another dark place. 3 to 6 months, probably a year. I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. And then over the time, I realized, like, this is who I am. Like, I'm like that as a friend, I'm like that as a husband, I'm like that as a dad, I'm like that as a son. I like to give back. I like to be there for people. Because I feel as though if you genuinely love someone, all it takes is for you to show how good you are to people. And guess what? All you can do, by you doing that, it allows the next man next to you to be the same way. And if you get 20 of us in the same room, guess what? We just changed the atmosphere of a neighborhood, just like that. It only takes 20 people.
Yeah.
But the vibe is good. The vibe is positive. You know what I mean? So the whole thing about, turning my outrage to being engaged in the community, I was reading something a couple weeks ago, and I just was like, all right, I'm going to go speak to these kids, and I'm going to tell them my story, but I'm going to let them know the reason why I'm still engaging with them. And the reason is, it's sort of like my 5 P's of life is proper preparation prevents poor performance.
His wife says.
His wife said that.
Yeah. For me, this had got me to 36 years old. I made it out the hood, grew up on 52nd Street. Allowed me to go back into the hood, still get a little bit of respect, you know what I'm saying? So I feel as though I had to engage, y'all. Like, I had to use my anger and everything that I'm going through to just sit at the table with these young boys and ask them, what's going on? Like, why you feel this way? Is it something that I can do? I've been in your same shoes years back. I'm 36, you might be 16, but I've been where you are. talk to me. I might can help you. And then you'll get the young bulls that say, you already did, you lived your life. Oh, hey, I'm trying to live mine. Cool. But if I can show you some things that you can avoid, I'm gonna do my best too. So that whole thing of just being engaged, I just want to, for me, that's just who I am. That's my way of being a blessing, getting engaged in the community. I feel as though like we missing that old head era right now, and the reason why we missing that old head era right now because we don't reach back. We don't. We made it, so we like, all right, okay. My family good. I ain't got to worry about my next door neighbor. It used to be like that. You remember they say on the block, it takes a village.
Yeah.
Miss Barbara down the street, I whoop your ass.
Yeah,
like,
Rome was just
you
talking
ain't
about
gonna do nothing.
Rome actually made that a topic for us, so we gonna be we vote on it. We probably dip into that real soon. But yeah, definitely.
It's different. Like growing up, the block used to be taking care of the family. Now you say something to a kid, you might get your head popped off. Like
What made you become a firefighter?
So
and how long have you been a firefighter?
So I've been a firefighter for 14 years. I always wanted to be a firefighter since I was a kid. Actually, the company that I'm at now, they used to ride down 52nd Street, and I'm be like, damn, I want to be like those guys. That's the same station I'm assigned to now. So I always wanted to be a firefighter. Like looking up to those guys. Backdraft came out in 1996. I was 10. Still
the
one
fact
of my
that
favorite
you're at, what is it called? The ladder?
Yeah.
The ladder that's in your neighborhood. Like, and I got a question for you. We're going to get to that too. But that's dope. That's dope. Because it's like, not only am I from this neighborhood, but I'm working for something in this neighborhood that's to protect it. Everybody know who I am for the most part. I'm accustomed to everything around here. I know who's doing what. I know where something's supposed to be, where it's not supposed to be. That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah. And the reason why I wanted to work in my own community, y'all, is because you probably know or you probably heard, like, when firefighters show up on the fire ground or on somebody's crib, we tear shit up. That's the motto. That's the motto that we think. That's what people do. Yeah, so like, you know, so for me, being in the hood, I know a lot of people don't have homeowners insurance. So when you first come on a job, you like to say on the glass shatter, like, oh man, I did something, I broke this glass. I'm like, shh. My first 8 years, I was like that. The last 6 years, I changed my whole thing. Like, yo, there's somebody's house. It might not got homeowner insurance. And this is my hood. Why I'm tearing this up if I don't have to. So the thing is now, at my station in particular, they know, yo, don't break no windows if you don't have to. If it's a back bedroom fire and we can contain to the back bedroom, that's where we're going to focus on. Because if it's a fire in the basement, we got to open up the whole crib because fire runs through pipe chases, vents, and all that. So if it's in the basement, it's going to trickle all the way up. That's where fire rises. But if it's a back bedroom and you downstairs busting somebody's window out or you knocking somebody's TV over, you got to see it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Which is crazy because certain people, like when you pay a mortgage, your insurance is in your mortgage.
Yeah, but you got like a lot of these old people that own their homes and all they paying is the taxes every year. Yeah. They ain't paying, they don't have no mortgage or, you know, they whatever their fixed income is don't allow for insurance.
Or better yet, back then parents gave their kids homes. We gotta buy our properties. So a lot of these people got their homes from being inherited from relatives, so they don't care. Like, you know what I mean? They ain't gonna keep it up. They ain't gonna keep the electric work up and all that. So yeah, that's where the not having the homeowners insurance take a huge effect in the community, especially urban community.
I got a question for both of y'all. I don't know if it's listed. You can let me know. Do y'all feel like the city is doing enough as far as...
It is listed.
Okay, well, excuse me. But yeah, do y'all feel like the city is doing enough to help y'all do your job and help make sure that y'all safe when y'all doing your job?
That joint is loaded.
Before you answer that, do you prefer cop or police officer?
Police officer. Yeah.
How long have you been a police officer? So, all right, explain that real quick.
I was about to ask that. What's the difference?
So, It's a preference. I just feel like, you know, I'm a professional. Cop is just like very like.
Cause
Unprofessional.
as a kid, right?
Unprofessional.
When we watched
Yeah.
Cops,
Yeah.
and that shit said Cops big as hell, and then we seen them on
Yeah.
TV
It's just-
wrecking shit. As a kid, it's like, yo,
And see-
Cops be wilding
And
out
see,
here.
that's where, and that's part of it. Like Cop, almost like has that like these like.
But the show Cops, they was trash cops. Like they was trash.
That's what I'm saying. But
No,
they put the shit on TV
I remember
for
how
us.
he used to come on,
The
bad
reality-
boys,
the
bad
rea-
boys.
the-
What you gonna do?
No,
What you gonna do?
That was like 90s policing though. That was like 90s era policing, like fucking cowboys. You know what I mean? But like I consider myself a professional, regardless of how people feel about my profession. And you know what I mean?
I think
like
you carry yourself in that way.
like
though.
I prefer the term police officer. Like you know, you riding down the street and like somebody got a badass kid and they like, I'm gonna call the cops on you. The cops gonna take you to jail. I usually stop and look at them and I say, you're never gonna have to worry about me because you're gonna live your life the right way and your mom is stupid. And I keep pushing. It's like that's where the fear starts. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like you see the cops, they gonna lock you up, they gonna take you away. And what am I supposed to do after that? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, the cops were-
But to answer your question, as far as is the city doing enough? Yes and no. So you get into politics. A lot of these politicians, they say the right things, and they try and put things into motion. But can they do more? Absolutely. Like, there's no reason why we should be understaffed in the police department in a city where homicides is like just rising every single year. You know what I mean? But
That's new to us. Cause did y'all know that the police officers were understaffed?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
yeah, but they can put in all of these new bike lanes in West Philly, this destroying traffic, or you know, they can build up all of this stuff on the waterfront, and literally people dying in the inner city when all they need to do is put up some lights on dark streets, or more cameras to you know what I mean, to pay attention to what's going on in the hood. So I do. I think that the city can do more, should do more, and you see what's important to any entity by where they put their money at, and clearly they ain't putting a whole lot of money in the hood.
How long have you been a police officer, and why did you choose this path?
I've been a police officer for 14 years. I think he came on the fire department, and I came on the police department around the same time. We didn't know each other at the beginning. So 14 years, and it's crazy. I've always wanted to be like in law enforcement. Like when I was younger, playing cops and robbers, I was always the cop. Always.
No, I'ma catch your ass.
I was a safety in elementary school. The cardiac reflective vest.
I was the safety too. I was the safety too.
Because you wanted to?
I thought it was cool. I
Get the fuck out. I wanted to get out of school early. That's why I did. Oh, I get to leave an hour early and sit on it.
I
I thought being a safety was cool and shit.
I thought it was cool.
Man, fuck that. I did that.
Orange joint with the little badge when you start doing good and shit. Yeah.
Oh, I ain't never get the badge. Maybe
Oh,
I wasn't that good.
all my family members.
I've never attended a school where we had a student safety.
Damn.
I went to Anderson, so like we used to literally, it was like on Cobbs Creek, people used to speed through, so we literally used to help like the crossing guards and stuff.
Stop!
But yeah, my whole family, like they just was like, yo, like we knew like just the way I was when I was younger, like I was gonna be a cop. And what solidified it for me is like, you've been in the car with me, you know I drive fast as shit.
Yeah, you be wild.
So
Jazz hate the way you
I grew up on 59th and Locust, and 60th Street was crazy back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to literally see cops flying up and down 60th Street with lights and sirens on. And I'm like, so hold up.
To the point So it's y'all fault that they put them little fucking medians in the.
No, that joint actually messes up. Messes us up.
Yeah.
Like we can't get to these house fires. We can't respond the way we respond because these damn mediums
all over the place.
But these like that because people smacking out, flipping their cars over in the middle of the block because they just driving fast. These hubcaps and all that. Like, I hate them jumps, man.
But yeah, man. You get the literally. I saw them niggas drive as fast as they wanted while they was at work. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So yeah, it was a bunch of different things, but
yeah. So, as a black police officer, right? What goes through your mind when these unjust killings be happening to our people? They're unarmed. They got their hands up. What goes through your mind when all this stuff happens? And is there being a change? Like, what is the conversations at the precinct?
Precinct.
Like, what is the conversations at the precinct? What could be the possible changes for that?
So first things first. Whenever I see like one of these videos about like us, because I'm a police officer, I take this uniform off, and I'm still a black man.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see us getting killed by the police, I do. I usually dip off and I pay attention to it. I watch it because every single one of them isn't good and every single one of them isn't bad.
Do y'all get the information before we get it?
No.
The real information?
No. George Floyd, I literally saw that shit on Instagram because I worked the night before and like I slept most of the day. And literally, I didn't watch that joint until I got to work, and I immediately wanted to leave work. Like I was so bad, like I didn't want to see another cop after I watched that George Floyd video. Like that, I've never been that pissed off, like never been that enraged over like a video that I saw. Like literally, had to leave work early, and I was pissed. Like some of the situations, you look at it and you be like, I see why the cop felt like he was threatened, or that could have went either way. But lately, it's been more and more of the cop was wrong, period. And
the cop or the police officer?
I was about to say, at that point, is he a cop?
Oh, he a cop.
All right.
You know how like you got like niggas and black people. He got this. But no, yeah, it's just it's hard because when you a police officer and you out here trying to make a difference, like, and then one of those videos come out or somebody do some crazy stuff with this uniform on. This is one of the only professions where it's not localized. Like, this happened in Minnesota, and I know in Philadelphia, we're gonna feel the ramifications of it. And it's like 10 steps back.
Yeah.
No matter how much you try and do good, you know what I mean? Police officer, and it's tough.
So Serge, got a scenario for you. White dude becomes a police officer. He never in his life stepped foot into the hood. He never came across a black person. If he did, it was a Russell Wilson. But
You don't think Russell Wilson was in the hood ever in his life?
Never.
Yeah, probably not.
Right. You suburban.
Yeah.
like Sierra might be the hoodest thing he ever came across. And if Sierra is anything like I think she is, she's definitely.
She smell like cocoa butter.
That don't mean she ain't hood. I know a lot of hood joints.
No,
Not cucumber melon, but cocoa butter, shea butter. I know some hood joints.
She just smell
Yeah,
like
I knew.
Yeah, that's
This is
the point. I'm
hood
trying to make. I'm trying to make. You got some hood joints that's like
I'm gonna take a sit next time.
He was down memory lane
love
with
my
that, y'all.
But yeah, like they never stepped foot in the hood, none of that. The first time they ever stepped foot in the hood is with that badge and that gun on and that uniform. It's kind of go back to what you were saying, but in your line of duty, like you seen that ladder in your hood. You always wanted to become a firefighter, and then you became a firefighter in the ladder that you grew up seeing. So why do they first of all put white people, white men, white women in those type of situations? Like the first call they get, straight in the hood, and now they don't know how to act. Is it fear? Like the way they handle them Jones, is it fear instead of de-escalation? Like why do they do that? Why do those situations happen way too often?
All right, so in my opinion, it's two types of. It's two ways that can go, right? So the fact that you see a lot of white folks or white police officers in the hood is because the disparity in like diversity and hiring in any police department. It is a white male dominated profession. So right now, the Philadelphia Police Department is composed of probably like 27 to 30% African American. We make up 44% of the city. So our police department should reflect our population, which it doesn't. So that's one reason why you have, so many white cops in urban neighborhoods. It's just because they outnumber us on the job. So it's two types of them though. And I was fortunate to have a white partner that he was a little hood. He was on my way.
My
Chris,
man,
yeah.
my guy. It was
So,
Chris, right?
Chris.
Chris.
So not all white cops are terrible. You have those white cops that actually get on this job to help people, but sometimes they get jaded. You put them
I'm
in
assuming it's easy as hell for them to get jaded.
It is.
So you come in like Jake, and then you leave like somebody else.
You come into a situation where you want to help people, and your first couple calls, you might get MF'd, you might get clowned. Y'all saw the video of the white boy. They were talking about his uniform.
That's the next question. We gonna get to them.
So they come in, with good intentions, and they get jaded,
knowing they a fucking rookie.
And you got that subculture of the ones that's like, I told you those people were animals. Told you couldn't help them. Told you couldn't save them.
Kensington is an exact reflection of that shit.
Yeah, but Kensington a melting pot, man. You don't just run across like black people. It's a lot of white folks, a lot of Hispanic folks. Like Kensington is humble.
Yeah.
Like that heroin is crazy. Like it don't have no pick. Yeah, so you got those, and then you have your white officers that like come from the Northeast, don't like black people, already have a preconceived notion of how they are. They talk to people about what they want to do and how they want to do it, and they come in with this mentality that like, I'm the boss, and they could be 19, don't have no life experience.
Do they get humbled in your precinct by y'all? Or is it like kind of one of them, it's more of them, less of us, we can't really make a change?
There are moments. A lot of people feel like, cops see what other cops are doing, and at this thin blue line, and they need to talk to them. If you actually think about it, growing up or dealing with cops, it's typically the same couple of cops that everybody in the hood don't like.
Facts.
It's not the whole district. It's just 2, 4, a couple cops.
And our complaints I don't want to say they don't matter, but we be complaining for years. I done put in complaints for years on years and still see them same cops.
So what happened is, me and my partner, we ride around together. And we ride around and we go to different things together. So if two dudes that's terrible are riding around fucking with everybody, I don't see that. I show up when they fighting somebody or at a job, and typically my reputation on the Philadelphia Police Department I better not see you doing no shit to my people. Like I'm not having it. But that's my reputation. Everybody isn't like that. So, but typically, them boys is working by themselves. They're on an island by themselves, and they fuck with people. And you might hear little murmurs about it, but black people in Philly don't complain the proper way enough. They'll want to argue on the street. They'll want to talk shit. They want to talk shit amongst themselves, but they don't go to internal affairs. Like when folks go to internal affairs.
Can you explain that so we can know the proper way to do that?
So, because of all of these like senseless killings, because of mistreatment by law enforcement, I actually do something called a Know Your Rights seminar, where I'll talk to different groups of young black men, young black women about the rights that they have as citizens when encountering the police. And it's called Surviving the Encounter, right? A lot of people want to argue with the cops right then and there. What you want to do as a young black man or young black woman is you want to go home. You want to survive the encounter. And that means yes sir people until they just leave. If they treat you bad, if they steal something from you, if they put their hands on you, you can ask for a supervisor. You can go to the district. You can go online. You can make a complaint. You file a complaint. Somebody will get back to you. They follow it up. When enough complaints are made, that's what gets officers moved, transferred, reviewed. But if you argue with them on the street to the point where it becomes hostile, y'all having a shouting match or whatever, it's just not going in your favor. It's not going to go in your favor. So we call it like street corner lawyering. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to win on the street. Like unfortunately, you just gotta suck it up and go through the proper channel. And that's what, like, we always want to do things the easiest, without putting the work in. You know what I mean? Like, bite your tongue. You know this person is terrible. Make a formal complaint and follow through, because you actually might stop this person from victimizing somebody else. But you got to make the complaint. You're not gonna win on the street.
Gotcha. So essentially, you got to make a sacrifice.
I don't even know if it's
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've had certain conversations with people. Like a lot of times, like just think about life. You go through stuff and you don't understand why you go through it, but you literally didn't even go through it for you. You went through it to help somebody else with a different situation. So you kind of was like that sacrificial lamb for whatever the situation was, to educate, to give knowledge to the next person, so they go through it. I can like help you balance it based off of like what I went through.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
All right, so Serge, I got a couple questions.
More like rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire.
Wait, oh shit. Shit, did that.
Pew, pew.
You don't shoot guns in front of Serge.
Shit, Serge don't give. Serge is riding.
Oh, I know. I know.
That day we was in the club, I thought Serge was gonna be on some shit like, yo, I'm a police officer, man. Don't put me in risk like that.
When you when Tap Man?
Yeah, Tap Man. Serge was like, what we doing? I was like, that's my nigga for real.
So I have no knowledge or memory of this particular situation.
I forgot we was potting for a second.
So,
Buddy probably right.
when you hear these statements, tell me what you think. You couldn't shoot him in the leg, you had to kill him?
So that's one of the biggest Hollywood misnomers ever. So when a police officer uses a gun, it's deadly force. Point blank, period. There's no shooting the wound. There's no shooting the gun out of his hand. There's no shooting the door and knocking him over. When you pull a gun out, whether you're a cop or a civilian, the intent is to kill somebody. Because if you shoot a person in their leg, one of the biggest arteries you have in your body, the femoral artery, runs through your leg. If I shoot you in your leg you will die fast. If I shoot you on your leg and hit that artery, you will die faster than if I shoot you anywhere else in your body. So shooting in
Even
the leg,
the heart?
even the heart.
Get out of here.
Because it's gotta pump through all of this. So we shoot center mass because it represents the biggest target for us to hit. So trying to shoot somebody in the leg,
Neutralize.
trying to shoot somebody in the leg. Let's say we on Kensington Avenue, and I'm trying to shoot somebody in the leg while they're running toward me or away from me. They turn sideways. It's so populated, that bullet is gonna miss that leg by that little movement and hit 3 junkies walking down the street. You know what I mean? Or a kid, or whatever. You know what I mean? You go for center mass because it represents the biggest target, and when you pull the trigger, that's what you're doing. You're doing this to, I mean, you don't want to kill somebody, but you've escalated that force continuum. We have something called a force continuum, and you went from the lowest level to, oh man, this person is either going to hurt me or they're going to hurt other people, and I need to stop it. So that's why we don't. That's why it's just no such thing as shooting a harm.
So in all actuality, Michael Lowry is right. Marcus Burnett is wrong.
He was retired though. He ain't want no problem.
It was 3 bad boy movies, bro. Mike killed somebody.
Oh yeah.
Mike killed about 2 or 3 people every movie.
All right, next one. You ain't shit without that badge.
Some of them ain't.
Put that badge down and run with me right now. I bet you won't do it.
You know what, man? And this is where it don't break for the culture. More often than not, people that say that to me, my uniform, my badge is actually protecting them. Me wearing this uniform is more protection for them than it is for me. Because if I was walking down the street in regular clothes, they wouldn't look me in my face or say anything to me. In this uniform, I have to conduct myself in a certain type of way. Outside this uniform, you talk reckless to me like that, I'm gonna put these hands on you. Like, no, this without this badge and this gun, your ass is whipped. Period. Like that's it. I never understood that, because I'm like, yo, if you that gangster, like go for the title. You know what I mean? Go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that.
Ty, do y'all encounter like real hood shit as firefighters? Like on some shit where you gotta be like, yo, don't let this fire. I will put you in the fire, nigga. I'll just get rid of him.
So, our encounter with people is a little bit different because people.
Because they the good guys. Everybody like firefighters.
Yeah, they love firefighters. They love firefighters. So, the only time we get somebody that's sort of like outraged like that is they upset that we got to take their family to Mercy Hospital, Mr. Killicuddy.
Bro.
Yeah,
So we'll get into a debate
I
with
ain't mad
that.
at that. I ain't mad at that.
One thing.
Don't ever take my family members to Einstein. Don't
listen.
take them to Temple.
I was at work one day. I got a phone call. They said, "Yeah, your dad is at Mercy." I'm out. I was working for the school at the
Mercy,
time.
Yeah, Mercy.
Right now, no. Yo, big fella, what's up?
Have mercy, me.
Like, bro, you good? Like, you all right, Pop? Like, what, you need some water or something? Like, what's up? There's no way, cuz.
Next one. You got bullied in high school, did you?
So I never was bullied in high school.
These not directed towards you.
No. I just giving some context. I was never bullied in
That's
high
a question.
school.
You was bullied in the house, wasn't you?
That's how niggas.
That's how
I heard that shit a whole bunch of
That's
times.
what people think about cops. Like
when they just be too rough and shit.
You
Like,
became,
yeah, like
you became a cop.
Yeah, because you got
cop
bullied and now you on.
to get back at all of the people that bullied you or do
Is this a
whatever.
Saw movie?
No, like so some people
Yeah,
say
you
that
probably.
because,
I done seen this shit.
No, that's like an age old like.
because people be like, yo, you didn't have the power when you were younger.
Right.
Now you have the power.
When you was out there getting punched on and shit like that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's like James St. Patrick and Angela. He was a drug dealer, she's a lawyer, but she wasn't a lawyer
Before they.
Yeah. So no, like I wasn't bullied in high school or middle school. Like I was never super confrontational though. I'm by no means a tough guy. Like I just wanted to help people, and a lot of cops picked this job for. I mean, as quiet as it's kept, it's like a really, really good living for like if you only like have a high school diploma, like you can make really good money, really good benefits, and for some people it's like a family business. Like it's like generations of them are cops because they can make good money. You definitely got people that was bullied. You definitely got people that has a chip on their shoulders. Like it's no doubt, but the overwhelming amount of cops pick the job for selfish reasons, like benefits, being able to carry a gun, you know, well, I don't know about now, but back in the day, like it was cool to be a police officer. You know what I mean? You got like a certain level of respect. You know what I mean? But yeah, that whole people were bullied or whatever because we got to carry ourselves with what we're supposed to carry ourselves with. You know, just a level of professionalism that, like, you can't just go around punching on people because, you know what I mean, you trying to get back at people that bullied you in school. So,
got your next one.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I got a question, and I know it's not down there. Are you more calmer out of uniform than you are in uniform?
yeah, I'm way more laid back. Like at work, I have to be ready for whatever. So, and there's certain situations that warrant like a decision has to be made. Like when I'm in uniform and I get called somewhere, I have to say, you sit down, you do this, or whatever. Like I gotta be on.
Right.
When I'm off, I'm typically relaxing. I smoke a cigar. I like to chill when I'm off because when I'm at work, I always gotta be on. So I'm definitely more laid back when I'm on.
Gotcha. Next one. Defund the police.
Defund the police? I understand where it comes from, but when you say defund the police to a city that the homicides is rising in, when you say defund the police to like a city that already is like their police department is understaffed and they can't come to you when you have a car accident, they can't come to you like when somebody breaking your house, you gotta wait hours and hours and hours. The only thing that defund the police works for is the people that are gentrifying the hood. Like that works for them because they already have what they want and they have what they need. Defund the police is going to hurt more than it's going to help black people in the hood. And a lot of black people in the hood, when all of the riots and stuff was going on and they still had to go to work and it was people who didn't look like us out here destroying stuff, the black people, aunties and all of them, was like, listen, I hear what they saying, but like we like seeing y'all ride around here. We wish y'all rode around here a little bit more because this stuff wouldn't be going on. So defund the police, I don't think it's practical. And a lot of people in the hood, except for the people who want to, you know, do bad shit, they the only ones that want to defund the police.
Gotcha. And then
We need the Batman.
the last one that we got. Y'all that bored that you want to just fuck with people.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be bothered. Like I come to work and I don't want to be bothered, but just like any other profession, you have responsibilities. And it's not boredom. It's typically like what people don't understand is the amount of crime or the amount of calls drive the way the police are in your area. Like if you live in an area where it's not a lot of robberies, not a lot of shootings, not a lot of burglaries, you're not going to have a lot of police in your area. But if you live in an area that there's a lot of crime, then police patrols are going to be directed to that area. 9 times out of 10, cops, they just want to come to work and get paid and go home. Like, especially like in Philly, like.
Can we really not sit on the corner? Like, is that like unlawful?
So it's not unlawful, but it is something.
Like, if you're not hustling.
So, but see that the difference is like, unless I work in an area every single day, like I work in a citywide unit, so we travel from area to area to area based on the crime. So I might roll through. I don't know who the hustlers are, who not the hustlers. Hanging out on the corner is something called loitering. You can sit on the corner, but you would be considered a loiterer. And I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with hanging on the corner, but when I go in an area, I caution people. I'm like, yo, you know they beefing up the street. You know they beefing with somebody that's not from this neighborhood. Where do most shootings happen?
On the corner. Just to throw that out there, I'm 30, about to be 34. I haven't chilled on a corner in about good 14 years.
Corner, Chinese store. You know, like, and it's no longer like these bulls pulling up with revolvers. Like, they got switches and ladders. You know what I mean? Like
army guns, Call of Duty guns.
They going somewhere to a target-rich environment, and where they can cause the most wreck. Like, and I go through it. I'm like, yo, like, y'all need to clear this corner because I don't want to drive back by here in an hour and have to grab one of y'all off the ground, throw you on the back of the police car, and take you to the hospital. Like, Get out of here. Like, go to somebody's crib, chill in somebody's backyard. Like, I get it. Everybody don't have a whole bunch of space to do a whole bunch of things, but like, this corner ain't it. But typically, you got a bunch of dudes on the corner. 1 or 2 of them might be hustling. We all know, like, it's the cover. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it is what it is. And so it's not like, yeah, we just doing this to bother you. Number one, I don't feel like picking your lifeless body up off the ground later. You know what I mean? Like, go somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's part of it is we care, and then another part of it is like, we know what's going on, and people sometimes they just so.
That's the best way that they draw attention to themselves.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But a did you know moment right now? Did you know now cops can't tell you to get off the corner?
No.
Thank you. That don't mean still stay on the corner.
Well, no, that's crazy though, Andrew, because that's scary for me. That my sisters and my brothers or my mom can't walk. They can't walk to the corner store without walking through a crowd of niggas on the corner. Yeah. And the cops can't tell them to move because of politics.
And because I say that because, like, let's just say if I'm like, you know where I live at, Sadiq's is right around the corner. Like, I could literally walk down like Locust, see somebody else could be walking the other way Locust, see us, and it's literally just us 3 on the corner just talking because I'm going to Sadiq's, he's going to Cobb Street to play ball, or somebody else is about to go catch the train, and we literally sit there for 5 minutes to just chop it up. Now when a cop see or a police officer see that, now it's like some shit, but we literally is on our paths to different directions.
How often has that happened? Because are we thinking
for me,
hypothetical?
probably like twice.
Are we thinking hypothetical? Because more often than not, the police officers in that area, when they go to clear that corner,
they know.
It's the same bulls that was on there yesterday and the day before.
Yeah.
They not bothering you. They not bothering you while you go get your water ice. Now, if you out there talking to one of the players that was out there the day before and the day before that, then you might get caught up in the. But
you might be getting St. Patrick. You might be getting St. Patrick hiding behind the door. You know what I mean?
Like how Steph got caught up when he went to get a chicken that day. When he was a young boy, and he told me he went to church.
Oh yeah. You was a rat.
So no, I got a question. It's a serious question, but it's kind of funny. Where y'all get y'all gas at? I've never seen a cop car at a gas station. No, real talk. But that's what I'm getting. Cause I never listen.
That's G14 class.
Say less. Just like you ever seen the meat truck at the Chinese store? No, but they got meat. You see what I'm saying?
So I got a funny question for you. Is there a such
really
thing?
G14 classified? Hold up, yo, that's really. Wait, I need answers, mama.
When he said that, okay. So, is there really such thing? Is there ever such thing as a fat cop? Because you know how like on some of the shows and shit, you see a fat cop.
You never saw a fat cop?
Give me.
I never saw it like
on the streets.
on the streets. I never saw a fat cop.
Yeah, I've never seen a fat cop.
Give me a couple years. Invite me back to the pod. You see the fat cop. No. It's plenty. It's plenty.
Now, are they in the field or are they doing
The
that?
only time I see him in the field, I'm lying. Only time I see him in the field is like in the county.
Yeah, no, it's
Because
plenty.
it's not much to do out there. You want to chase somebody?
Exactly.
They're not going to the 35th
Yeah,
district.
there's plenty of out of shape cops. Some police departments do have physical fitness standards, but most police departments, like, you got to pass a physical fitness test when you get on. You going through the academy. After that, it's no standard. I think that it should definitely be a standard.
I can't do a pull up, so I would never do your job.
Because out of shape cops.
I pull up to the
Out of
table.
shape cops lead to a lot of these bad shootings and bad incidents that we have. Like either they're out of shape or they can't fight, and that's why they rely on
Yeah, shit.
You take boxing classes,
a gun.
or you just like naturally like
So
where we come from?
I don't take boxing classes. I'm not a big fighter. Like I use like verbal judo at work. I can talk. I can talk people. Typically, I can talk people into these handcuffs. Sometimes I bullshit them, but most of the time, it's just a conversation. Like, you don't want this. And if I do gotta go hands on, like, I just practice what works for me. Like, every cop should have, or a police officer should have,
A go-to move.
have their what works for them.
Yeah.
And if you practice what works for you, you'll be successful, because everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face. So, and that's typically what happens to these cops that feel like they need to shoot somebody. Is they get punched in the face and their plan falls apart.
What was your plan when we punched you in the face?
He not a cop.
I just asked you. He said everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face. I'm just asking.
You don't know. I didn't do nothing to Malik.
That wasn't the question.
You said everybody has a plan so they get punched in the face.
Right.
Which means he was talking shit first and then he got punched in the face.
That had an argument the day before, so you should know something was about to go down. And I got
We had an argument the day before? No, you just said it like as if you
it's
knew.
20 years ago. At this point, I'm just throwing stuff into the story. Like you throw stuff into the story.
I don't know. I was mad because I had all the fucking pretty girls in the class. Hating ass niggas.
He wasn't in our class.
You married us.
Huh?
He wasn't even in our class though.
Yes, he was.
No, he was not, bro.
When I had Satira, Carmen, and Paula, he was in our class.
He was not.
Yes, he was. All right, whatever.
Thank you for your service for a city that may or may not love you back, first off. Secondly, the fact that y'all both said the same thing about that y'all wanted to do that since y'all was younger. There are so many young black men that don't have people to look up to that they wanted to do something since they were younger. Everybody wants to be a rapper or a ball player, but nobody wants a real, well, I'm not going to say they're not real careers, but career day people, if I must say it like that. Because when we was little, we wasn't no rappers. It was chefs and teachers and dads and police officers and firefighters.
It wasn't no chef when I was little. I knew nothing but a chef.
For real?
I knew cops. Police officers, firefighters, teachers, lawyers, doctors.
We had a chef when I was
And
younger.
academy
We had a chef
because
when
that
I
was
was
my dad.
before.
Yeah.
He was like a teacher at the Cordon Bleu. So,
Mm.
but what was I about to say? So, Ty, what you were saying about it takes 20, you got 5 right here. That's first off. When you said that, I was just like, it's 5 right here. Because I tell them all the time, like, for me with the pod, it's literally about that. Like, trying to change it for the kids that's like, fuck out of here, bro. You're not my pop, you're not my brother, you're not nobody to me. But, like you said, I done went through that stuff. I can literally tell you, don't go here, don't do this, don't be over here. It's people they not doing it. Serge, I have a question. I don't like to use the N-word as in never, so I say ever. I have ever been pulled over by a police officer. I don't say that. Don't say really like that.
I bet.
Jesus. What's wrong with to.
All right, it's not bad. Go ahead.
Anyway, I was literally always told that it's 10 and 2. You put the window down, and is there a problem, officer? So what is, because now that I told my mom, I get pulled over now in 2022. Mom, come outside. I'm on the way to the crib. Come outside, because they chasing me. Because I'm not, if I didn't do nothing, and I don't know that I didn't do it, because like you said, we see the videos now, it's like, they be like, put your hands on the wheel. My hands are on the wheel. They outside. Like, what? Stop. So, in that situation, like that scenario, as young black people, what do we do?
So what I try and tell young men, or just people in general, don't try and be a psychic when you get pulled over by the cops. Like, don't try and figure out what you did, what's wrong, what's like I hate when I pull somebody over for something and I walk up to them and the first thing they say is, "What, you bored? I ain't do nothing. I know I ain't." And I'm like, hold up, wait, like, you in the car, I just pulled you over. Like, how about you let me come up to the car? How about you let me tell you what you did? Or I can tell you, like, yo, you just left the gas station and you left your gas door and the gas cap on. But I come up and the first thing I get is, "No, that's fucking cop." And I'm like, damn. Or you got a light bulb out in the back. You sit in the car. You can't see the back of your car. You don't know the light bulb is out. I'm telling you, so you can go to Pep Boys or wherever and replace it. But if I come up and the first thing I'm with nut ass fucking cop, excuse my language, I use a lot of profanity when I'm on duty because I gotta be a professional when I'm on duty. But no, like, and that's where the tickets come from. Like, in my opinion,
what I was about to ask.
in my opinion, I don't like giving no people tickets because I work in the hood and I know it's hard enough to pay your bills. So getting tickets and they building up, and you know, then
I ain't pay a ticket like a month ago. I fucking warned. I had to pay that shit.
Then you get booted and all that stuff. So people that I give tickets to literally write their own tickets, because typically if I pull you over, I'm pulling you over to let you know something ain't right with your car. You like I said, you get all the time, gas cap hanging off, whatever. And I saw you riding by, or your car matches the description of something in a previous crime, and I'm pulling you over. Like Chevy Impalas are super common, right? Mm-hmm. We might get a call, black Chevy Impala, tinted windows, three guys just robbed somebody or just shot at somebody or whatever, right? Say you drive a black Chevy Impala with tinted windows, you ride by me, right? I pull you over, you ain't do nothing, right? But I don't know, because the joint tinted. I heard it on the radio. I pull you over, you roll down the window, I walk up, I see you in the car. Hey, have a good day. But if I get up to the car and it's, no, I'm like, all right, well,
You just dropped them off.
all right, well, this is wrong, and that's wrong, and this is wrong. So since we here,
Since we going
since
there,
we here, then take this with you. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I tell people, like, if you got tint, roll all the windows down, keep your hands on the steering wheel. You ain't gotta be doing a whole bunch of looking back. Just keep your hands on the steering wheel. You know what I mean? The cop is gonna come up and they're gonna ask you for your paperwork, and then you give them your paperwork. And if they don't tell you why they stopped you after they get your paperwork and they start walking back to the car, that's when you say, "Excuse me, officer, what's up?" But most of the time it's like, "Hey, pull you over, you need your license, registration, and insurance." Now you provide them with that. Typically, all right, I stopped you because you ran a light, or you ain't use the turn signal, or this is out, or that is out, whatever. You know what I mean? But if you on go, as soon as I come to the joint, I'm like, damn, you trying to spend me? Like, you got something in the car? Like, you know what I mean? So it's just chill. Just relax.
So I got one more question before Ant goes into it. See a lot of videos on social media, certain instances where a cop will tell somebody to do something, and then they'll yell at them to do something else, and then the person get confused. Put your hands where your face and your kneecaps are, and then the person be like, "What?" And then they end up getting hurt or something because they're not clear with their directions. As a community, how do
Put your hands.
No, because I know
And
exactly.
face
I know
it,
exactly what
kneecaps are.
I know exactly what you're saying, and that's on the police, right?
Gotcha.
So, and it's super frustrating because I see it all the time, and it's like this person's about to do the hokey pokey, turn himself around. So you're supposed to use contact and cover. One person is a contact officer. They're supposed to give out the verbal commands. The other person is supposed to shut up and pay attention to everything going on while this one police officer is giving verbal commands. Mm-hmm. But what happens? You get 5 cops pull up, all 5 of them telling you to do stuff, and you don't know what the hell is going on. And it's not on you. It's on the police. You do the best you can do. And that's just that. I really don't have an answer for that one because it's goofy. It is.
So, y'all both have families. Y'all risk y'all life every day with the jobs that y'all do. What is the conversations that you have with Leah, you have with Jazz? What is that conversation like? Like, how does that go with y'all? Like, are they like every day? Are they at ease? Like, are they uptight about it? Like, how does that go with y'all?
So for me,
y'all got a new baby too, so I know it's
So for me, it only comes up when what we just had to go through. We just went through a line of duty death. We had a house fire 2 weeks ago. Trapped 6 firefighters, and we lost a lieutenant, Sean Williams.
My man Diddy was there, Duran Ellis.
Yeah.
That's my man.
Yeah, so he's at ladder 3.
Yeah.
So me being up at the academy, like teaching, we assigned to the funeral details. So it seemed like every time I'm up at the academy, because I go to the academy in spurts. Every time it's a class up there, I'm up at the academy for 4 to 5 months. And it felt like every time I'm up there, we have a line of duty death. So, and the instructors take care of the line of duty death. So I think with my wife seeing how I was these last 2 weeks, it put me in a bad place because I love this job, but we losing firemen to jobs, which is our bread and butter jobs, because of old structures, So the conversation at home with the wife is, it only comes up during these times of line of duty, and she always try to talk me out the hole, like, hey, I'm like, listen, I'm letting you know, God forbid, but if something was to ever happen to me, you and the baby is going to be taken care of for life, because what happens is firefighters lose their lives. It's unsudden. It's like they didn't know that it was going to happen, and they don't have beneficiary. They don't have the people in the beneficiary, and now their family don't reap anything. And how the fire department is, if we lose our lives in the fire department, you get double. Your family, your wife, your kids, they get double of whatever the life insurance is, whatever the policy is, they get double. So basically, I always joke around to my wife, Dad, if something ever happened to me, you become a millionaire. She's like, I'm going to put something in your food. but no, so that conversation, it only comes around when a line of duty death is, and she see how it affects me. But it's like a conversation that nobody want to have with their family, but you have to have that conversation, like, yo, God forbid, but if this was to happen, you know what I mean? So, it's definitely, it's different. It's different. It's like I said, it's a conversation you don't want to have, but you got to have. But now that I got a little one, I try not to be so aggressive at work. I'm very aggressive at work. I'll be inside building fires that I probably shouldn't be inside. I'll be on roof cutting holes that I probably shouldn't cut. Because like this joint rocking and rolling. We got heavy fire on the 3rd floor, and I'm on the roof cutting a hole. This joint can give in any second, but I still do it. But I definitely changed my aggression now. My aggression is definitely calmer now. Like I'm more, when I pull up to a house fire, I actually, I'm in a different mode. Like I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool. I see we got black smoke. All right, black smoke means there's something burning inside. Oh, we got brown smoke. That means the structure of the building's on fire. All right, I might not be going right in that joint. let's get some water on this joint first, because it does. It changes how I am now. And every house fire I go in now, I wear my mask. I didn't before. So for 14 years, we came on the apartment where as though you supposed to eat the smoke, like, you know what I mean. But now cancer is a huge thing. So I wear my mask now. So.
What about you, sir?
Yeah, I don't typically talk about the crazy stuff that happens at work when I go home. So, hey babe, how was your day? Oh, it was good. Hey babe, be safe at work. Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely what I'm going to do. Just like try and keep her at ease. You know, fortunately, I was on the job before we met, so
I love bearded Serge. Because when I see beard Serge, that means you're not at work. That mean you gonna be out this motherfucker for like a month.
Yo, so the crazy thing about that is though, that's hurt Serge. I try not to tell her about all of the crazy stuff that happened because I don't want her up at night while I'm at work worrying. And I let her know, like, hey, listen, I definitely think about my family when I go in. I say a prayer, and I do everything that I can to keep myself out of harm's way. But the bearded Serge that you saw came as a result. I got drugged by a car. I was chasing a dude that did a shooting, and I got drugged by a car. And that was the first time where I had to literally call her because I knew it was gonna make the news.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, yo, I'm good. Like, we got the bad guy, but I'm a little jacked up. Somebody gonna come get you, bring you to the hospital because I'm laid up right now.
They go get her.
Yeah. Because you don't want somebody, family member, like all emotional and stuff.
That's pretty dope, though.
That's dope as shit.
So
something happened to me. The post office ain't calling.
I mean, they gonna call my wife. But that's about it.
Or they ain't gonna figure it out.
That's a rule. That's a rule in the fire department.
So that was
no matter where you live at, they coming to get her.
So that was like one of the first times that like she experienced it. Like I've come home with like some bumps and bruises. But yeah, I just try and let her know, like, listen, I'm a professional. I do everything I can to like mitigate injury and stuff like that. But it's part of the job. And like Ty said, hey, this is what we got going. You know what I mean? And hopefully, we never have to deal with that at that level. But it's definitely a possibility. And I know she worried because she worried about everything. So, just trying to, tell her about the good jobs and be like, yeah, I chased the car tonight and I stopped at all the red lights, but we still caught him.
So, sir, let me ask you a question to piggyback off of that.
Oh, shoot.
Is that an excuse for some cops?
What?
I gotta get home at night.
That's a good ass question.
No, because no, I'm lying. In this climate right here, right now, yes. When I first came on the job, more cops were like those, more police officers were like those, like the guys on Cops. Ripping, running, gunning, but now I'm starting to see a little bit of a change and more of a like, I'm worried about this or I'm worried about that. And some of it is warranted because of the anti-police sentiment. So some of the things that cops could get away with before and get the benefit of the doubt, they don't now because of all of the videos that you see, all of the misconduct that's been brought to light. So some police officers are definitely like, yeah, that ain't worth it. I'm not doing that. Like, I got a family to provide for. I got a family to get home to. Case in point, I used to chase cars religiously. If a car took off on me and I just like had that spidey sense, like, yo, this boy up to something, he got a gun, whatever. I would chase this bull all over the city. Now,
That shit was always wild when I see that stuff.
Now the rules have changed a little bit. Our pursuit policy has gotten a little tighter, partly for some good reason. Like, you don't want to just be chasing everybody in a car, run into a van or family driving somewhere, and the person just ran because they didn't have a license. So some of it, you know what I mean, like, you gotta chill. But other is just like, no, I'm not putting my career, because at the end of the day, like, I have really good intentions because I know this person is up to something bad, but it's like risk reward. I'm probably going to see this person again, or run across them again where I have a better situation. So I'm not going to risk my career or my livelihood to catch this person. This eventually going to get caught up. So yeah, you definitely have more of that now, as opposed to before, when we could kind of just tear shit up and it not be any consequence.
Piggybacking off of that, like, is there a thin line between being brave and being nutty? Like, yo, that was brave as shit. Yeah, that was nutty. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Like, is like what's the balance between that? Like, is there a thin line between it?
You don't think about it. You don't think about it. Like Ty said earlier, he's an adrenaline junkie. I'm an adrenaline junkie. Like, if I'm chasing somebody and they run through a house and jump over a wall, I'm right behind them. You know what I mean? I'm on them. And when I catch them and cuff them up, and my adrenaline's like lessons, and I'm replaying it, and I'm like, damn, like, that could have been bad. Like, why the hell I do that? Like, it's one of those things where literally, like, afterward, you like, damn, like, that could have went all the way left. Like, yeah. But you just you act. You know what I mean? You act, and more often than not, like, that's, you know, when you stop and think is the times you get hurt. You know what I mean? When you get a little scary, that's the time when you get hurt. When you, like, just go, you know what I mean? You just go. So yeah, I don't. Typically, you don't recognize it until after. So.
Can I piggyback now? So it's like a 2-part question for both of you. What was, from the beginning, like, when you first started, where it was like that one job where it was like, I'm not gonna be doing this for long, if ever, like, you had that moment where it's like, I'm not making this, and then that job where it's like, no, this is my life, like, I want to do this. Even though I know y'all did this, like, not did it, but y'all said that y'all wanted to do it since you were children, but once you got into it, when it was literally like, okay, no, I knew that I really wanted to do this since a kid for a reason now.
That
like,
was actually that's one of the questions.
I told you I don't be in trouble. I don't
stories from the line of duty. Like, what was it? What's a scary story? What's a funny story? Yeah.
So just to answer your question, I can die on this job. Like I'm saying, old age. Like, yo, you 99, you still doing this shit? I love this, John. I love running into burning buildings.
You sound like a real firefighter.
Like I
grew up with a best friend, and her dad was a firefighter. Top flight security.
He said,
yeah.
But I mean,
I agree. I've never had a moment where I was like, you know what, it's time to hang this shit up.
Not hang it up, but like, that was just like too much.
Well, no.
Yeah, that's what I really mean. Like, this is like, okay.
I mean, you definitely have like days that are harder than others. But like I said, it's never been a time where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to leave this alone and do something else. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna die of age on this joint. You know, firefighters, they get to hang out in the firehouse and cook and all that stuff. You know what I mean? You know, they you know, it's kind of lit being a firefighter.
And I always invite them.
Oh, I definitely pull up. I definitely pull up. But no, I could do this for a while and enjoy it, because the appreciation you get from people that you help out, or you catch somebody that criminalized them or victimized them or a loved one, like, that drives you to want to do it every day. I mean, every day isn't like that. Like, you got to shovel a lot of crap, but you know, it's just worth it when you can serve
the people that you signed up to serve. Like,
One more question, Serge. Is it? I wouldn't say like disrespect. I don't know, but when you like how we know you as a police officer, and you have like friends and stuff, like, is it okay for them to like check on you as far as like when you got your uniform on, they be like, you got your vest on?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I can explain why though.
Absolutely. So, that makes you
Some cops think they bulletproof.
that makes you, you know, you feel the love. Like my homies, like, always checking in on me. Yo, you good? Like, yo, like anytime you hear something going on with like a police officer, he dropping a text. Yo, y'all good? What's up? You know what I mean? Everything cool. So yeah, no, it's that's, you know, we appreciate it. You know, we might not be outwardly like, oh, I appreciate it, but we appreciate it.
What are some current things in y'all work life and personal life that y'all think y'all can improve on?
I think Ty kind of touched on it in terms of like his aggression.
I was about to say that him stopping running into burning buildings.
I think he answered that when he said how you scope it out before you go in there. So I think Ty kind of answered that already.
I'll laugh.
Probably go more into it.
I looked at Sergio and I laughed because a couple weeks ago we had an event and we was like wired to like a point of no return. Or when I say I was like, like, and it was funny, right? Because we the leaders of our organization, and they was worried about us. Like they was like, "Yo, y'all ain't riding the bikes like that." And we got a rule, like we don't ride our bikes drunk. We don't do that. But when we had this particular event every year, we got to ride our bikes to this event. And this particular event, Serge was worried about me the whole time, and they was worried about Serge. So they all over there. Serge, like they all.
They took my keys.
Yo, Serge, you can't drive like that.
Meanwhile, Serge worried about me. I'm over here. He like
This in the same way he talk regular is how he talk when he drunk. Like he be like, I mean, dude, it's not that bad. It's cool. Like think about it. Like, did I really do anything crazy?
Right,
like
right.
that's exactly how he talk when he drunk.
And it was crazy, y'all, because, like I said, they was all they surrounded him. Yo, we taking your keys. We taking your keys. I pulled off. So he's like, yo, I'm worried about him. Y'all worried about me. That is let him pull up, and he lived farther than me. So what's crazy?
Definitely live farther.
I talked to him the next day, and I was like, dude,
don't do that no more.
We need a rule, like, whether it's just for me and you or whatever it is, we can't be driving on our bikes like that no more. Like, so if it's anything that I can improve on as a father, as a husband, and just as a friend, just in general as a person, it's me controlling. Because I feel like I'm an occasional drinker, but because our hobbies is motorcycles, we ride to these places. Like, so it's like I ain't gonna ride my car if we got bikes. Like, we go to ride to go out. Happy hour, sips, have a good time. She was like, yo, so now it's like, yo, a minimum, 1 or 2. No more keep on throwing them back. Because when we have events, people come and support us. Let me buy you a drink. You buy your drink. You buy your drink. Next thing you know, we got 10 shots in us because everybody showing us love and supporting us.
So my secret weapon is seltzer water and lime juice. It looks like tequila and lime juice. So that's
so you be ordering that?
That's what I'll be sipping on. The bartender knows.
And they be thinking that you
the bartender.
And Serge be that dude like, the whole time he's not even lit.
Now,
Like,
toward the end of the night, I definitely toss a couple shots back. But in the beginning, like, because we usually got to speak and thank people and do all of that. I mean, that's salsa water and lime juice. Oh yeah, give him whatever he's drinking. You know, that's just it's my little secret weapon.
That's dope though.
But to answer that question, number one, I'm getting older, so I need to, like, as y'all was talking about fat cops, I need to like take my physical fitness a little bit more seriously, because I'm not as fast as I used to be, and it seemed like these young boys is getting faster and faster. And I think I'm just getting slower. I need to sleep more. Like I burn a candle at both ends. Like it's crazy. And work-life balance. I enjoy work a lot to where as though like when they ask me to come in, like I don't say no. I mean the money is good. That's typically the motivator. And you know, my wife likes nice things. So but she also likes for me to be home. And I gotta balance that out a little bit more, especially with having a new baby. So if that like changes some things, and then I got a lot of extracurricular activities. So I'm like always out the house, and I need to be in the house more. So that would probably be like the things that I need to work
on. Clutch Kings Motorcycle Club. Are the majority of y'all law enforcement or like firefighters?
So we got 6 firefighters, 5 police officers, and we made up of a group of 19. So,
all right. So, when it comes to the bike community, that's normally not the field for y'all. How do y'all manage? All right. When did it get started? How did y'all get started? How long has it been? And how do y'all manage in the bike community as the bike club that y'all are? Because the bike clubs be on some shit way back when. And I mean, some people gotta, before they even start a bike club, they probably gotta holler at the Wheels of Soul, damn near. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, how do y'all navigate in the bike club world?
So
this is actually a me question. So because I've been curious for a while.
So we started 7 years ago, and we came together because we wanted to ride bikes. Like that was our main focus. Let's start. Sergio was a part of another bike club, and I was a part of another bike club. He saw how that club was being ran. I saw how my club was being ran. So you steal some things from what was incorporated in you. So we came together. You're like, yo, we can do it. Let's try it. And I never forget our first excitement of getting our first vest done up. Like, that was like a joy, like a biker boy's joy. So we came together to ride motorcycles. So after that year or two of just us riding bikes and partying, we transitioned to giving back to the community. So now our focus is to put a positive aspect in the negative parts of the community.
Gotcha.
So dealing with other clubs like the Wheels of Souls per se, we don't really run into line with them. You know what I mean? If you think about a highway, northbound and southbound, they're southbound. We're always northbound. We have 2 separate agendas. And the culture has changed. Before, the Wheels of Souls was heavy into, you got to come through us and this and that, and that's how things used to be. But when you sort of like a law enforcement motorcycle club, like that's what we are, we're LEMC, they sort of don't bother you at all. You have some other clubs under them that try to come like, yo, how they got those colors on? So we had to do our research too, because we got 3-patch rockers and 2-patch rockers, and 3-patch rockers is considered an outlaw club. But if you look at our vests, we don't have MC on our vests at all. We just have Clutch Kings, our patch, and Philadelphia, PA at the bottom for that particular reason. So we don't have to deal with that.
Gotcha.
So we did do some digging around.
Is this stuff that y'all had to find out, or y'all knew because y'all was in the previous motorcycle club?
We knew from being in the community. I think that's the benefit of like not being arrogant, but the benefit of being thorough. Like whether we in our motorcycle club vests or in regular clothes, we from West Philly, we hang out, we do stuff. People know us, we know them. So when we came out, it was people in other organizations that knew who we were personally and there were conversations that were had, and it was like, hey, we not in that lane. We over here. This is what we about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was that. You know what I mean? Like those relationships. So we didn't have to deal with a lot of the nonsense that comes with being a club in Philly or being a club. You know what I mean? So we was fortunate that our reputations kind of spoke for what we wanted to do. So we ain't had to deal with like no nonsense. I mean, it was a little like Ty said, from clubs under the main Jones that wanted to ask questions and they thought that they was going to get some clout, but from the top
questions or press y'all. You can say it.
It wasn't necessarily it wasn't no real pressure. It was more so like who y'all and it was like to some people that weren't even on our level in our club, and they reported it back, and we talked to the people who pressed. We talked to their old heads, and their old heads had a conversation with them, and it was, you know what I mean, because it was one of those things where it's like them bulls right there, they not even about that, so lead them along.
I do got one more question before we get out of here. What? The snitching culture in the streets. Supposed to be ain't no snitching. When it come to y'all, fellow firefighter do some nut shit, I'm quite sure it ain't no snitching. Or if a cop do something, I'm quite sure it ain't no snitching. How is the snitch culture as a firefighter or as a police officer? Or let's just say telling. Snitching do sound good.
So one thing is, two different ways I'm gonna explain this. So when I'm dealing with the young bulls, I want to change the mentality. I want to change that mentality. I want to get that mentality away from them. Like, because if you kill my loved one, you tell the cop it's not snitch. You killed my loved one.
Facts.
You going to jail.
Yeah. As a civilian, yes.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
On my job, I was in a bad accident on 55th in Baltimore a couple years ago. I was tiller in the back of the ladder, and one of my boys.
What does that mean?
I was in the back of the ladder, driving the back of the ladder. So
that's what it's called? It's called tillering?
Tillering, yeah. Right. Yeah, so tillering is controlling the rear.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what that was called. I always see it, but I didn't know.
But we don't have a brake back there. All we can do is steer.
Oh, shit.
The driver controls the speed we go. So we was in a bad accident, 55th in Baltimore. We actually was out of control since 53rd in Baltimore.
In 2 blocks?
Slipped on the trolley tracks. He couldn't control it. Slipped on the trolley tracks. Smashed 5 cars up and then ran into 2 buildings.
Damn. Everybody good?
Yeah. The captain got ejected, and we had 2 guys. One guy with a broken leg, and the other guy just bumped some bruises. I was in the rear, so I was like, cool. I was just holding on tight, like. You know. So when disciplinary board came down to talk to us, like, I knew he just had a newborn, and they asked me like, "Yo, was he speeding?" I'm like, "Y'all got video. You don't need me to tell you whether he was speeding or not. He was going box speed."
Are you an officer at all?
No.
Do you want to be an officer?
Yeah, I'm studying right now.
Oh, he going to be officer. Yeah. There ain't no question about it.
I'm studying now.
14 years. I knowing you, I thought you probably would have years ago.
Yeah.
That's what happened when you deep in the trenches, man. You gotta
separate yourself. No, it's hard. Like you know, because I love driving. I love cutting roofs, and when you become an officer, you can't do that. You supervising. So
gotcha.
It's a huge thing. It's like
captain, lieutenants, stuff like
captain,
that.
lieutenants. They ride. They ride in the front. They really. All they doing is pointing. Each no more doing.
I was about to say, my best friend dad, like, he used to tell her. That's how I know what that is. So I don't none of that.
So for that culture, like they kept on trying to get me to snitch on him. Like basically, like, yo, using the truck with him. Tell us he was out of control. He was speeding. I know he was out of control. He was speeding. He was. I'm gonna have a talk with him behind his curtain. I don't even. I'm not, because I know it will happen to him. They're gonna take him for hours, which is our minimum was 90. Now the minimum is 160, and the max is 320.
Damn.
So I knew he was going to get him that, and he was going to transfer him. And depending on the severity of the officer, he could have got fired. I'm not going to be part of that paperwork because he was driving fast. That's our culture. We drive fast. You know what I mean? So I always tell guys now, that's why I'm up at the academy teaching is, you can drive fast, but you need to be confident you can be able to control the apparatus.
Yeah. You don't need a CDO to drive the long?
No. The funny thing about it, when you be watching these fire trucks, they don't be going fast. Like when you like on the outside, it's like, yo. And I'm quite sure y'all flooring it. Just like the drivers, they be flooring it. It's not moving.
As a CDO,
the fastest a fire truck goes is 65 miles an hour.
Got you.
Like,
Okay.
the only way you pick up speed is if you're blowing through lights.
that's fast. Though. As a CDO driver,
Yeah, it's probably fast.
That's fast.
Yeah. But I'm
so
just saying, like
when,
on the
when you say
outside,
when you say it don't look like they drive
Yeah, it
fast.
don't look like
But
it.
when I see it, that shit be fast.
Yeah.
And that's probably because I've been in trucks, tractor trailers, buses
Right.
and shit. But that shit be fast.
And if your house is on fire, you want them to be.
no. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you want them to speed. Like even when the ambulance come down, you hear the sirens for like 3 blocks, and they be, to us it's just like,
Yeah.
like, wait, what you doing? But I mean, I guess it's only a certain speed they can go. So I guess that do make sense.
Yeah, so ambulance ain't going to drive fast at all.
Yeah, they be
Ambulance get burnt out. They get probably 19 runs in a 12-hour shift.
It's crazy.
So yeah, they get burnt out a lot, and they don't get no lunch breaks. So they got to take breaks in between calls.
Especially if it's like a busy ladder, right?
But,
Yeah, that either.
yeah.
Interesting.
So like I love driving, y'all. Especially like if it's a house fire, I don't want nobody dying on my watch. So if I blow a run, which is not knowing the address, I just cause somebody their life. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I ran this wrong or this and that. So that's why I'm big on our station. Like, yo, know your local. If you know your local, you save somebody's life, you save a citizen. But the snitching whole thing is, on the fire department, we sort of like, nah, let the chiefs handle that. You know what I mean?
You strike me as the first and last out ball.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Like first one that on the scene, making sure everything good. Last one to leave, making sure everybody good, taking the extra step, that extra care to make sure the family good. I like that, man. That's dope.
You got to be intimate with the community.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I feel as though you got to be intimate with the community, and sometimes, depending on the situation, whether I go to a house that's not on fire for an EMS run, and I see like holes in the ceiling and stuff like that, I knew what that was like coming up. So what I'll do is, I got a contractor. I give them the information. I pass the information on.
Solid.
Or if I see kids living in the house and they laying on box springs, I direct them to my church, my pastor, and they got a hotline that they take care of. They'll give them bed frames and stuff.
I like that.
So
I like that.
I always
That's
try
dope.
to be that networking person in the community. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. What about you, sir?
Yeah, snitching on the police department is it's tricky. And I wouldn't necessarily call it snitching, but it's we have on the side of our police cars integrity, service, and honor. So integrity means doing the right thing when nobody's watching. So if you see something, you're supposed to say something, period. The difficulty to that is, like I was saying earlier, typically you got the same cops that roll around the hood fucking with the same people. So if when I get there, if the money is stolen already, I didn't see him take the money. If the drugs are planted already, I didn't see him plant the drugs. You know what I mean? So it's kind of difficult because most of the times what happened, cops be fighting with people or doing whatever, they call the assist, everybody flood in, and then it's chaos, right? So, of course, if you see something, absolutely say something. But more often than not, those dirty cops kind of operate within themselves.
Yeah, with this, yeah.
And you can't say for sure, like, oh yeah, he planted the drugs on him or he stole his money. Like, I wasn't there. Typically when some stuff happened and I show up and people like, oh y'all, and I'm like, yo, I just pulled up. Like, you been here with the motherfucker longer than I have.
You see me, see you, see me.
You know what I mean? So it's tough. There are times where if you see like somebody, and that's what I love about these body cameras. Like, these body cameras, they catch everything. So if somebody hits somebody while they in custody, if somebody do some crazy stuff, these body cameras won't pick it up. Like, I'm a big fan of the body
Outside
cameras.
of the red light, is there any other way that we can know that the joint is really on?
No, I don't think so.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So, where that red light? That's the first thing I'll be. Where that red light?
Step out the car. Let me see your light. Step with the car, sir. I need to see flashlight.
You know
I
I
need to see
pulled
the red
you
light.
over. I know I need to see that red light.
But sometimes it can work against you. Sometimes it can work against you because let's say
if you out there drawing,
let's say the cop wanted to give you a break, but now that drone is on body camera. Now it's like, damn, like I caught you violating. I want to give you a break, but
you want to see the red light.
But you want to see the red light, so
You want my name and my
take these tickets with you.
That just happened to me. Out where I live at, I was trying to catch a yellow light, and that joint just changed on me, and I ran that joint. And as soon as it was a state trooper, as soon as he pulled me over, he's like, "Yo, I'm letting you know you recorded this and that." I was
You
like,
got your joint, your
fire department, yeah,
license plate.
yeah.
Alright.
But I was totally wrong. As soon as he rolled me, he's like, "Let you know, recorded," and I was like, "Officer, I am completely sorry. That joint changed so quick. Like, I definitely ran the light." And he was like, "You good? I'm gonna take your information." So he came back. He winked the eye at me. Hey, the reason why I stopped you is because you had a tail light that was out, et cetera, et cetera. Go to the whatever, go get it fixed, this and that. You go from there. And he gave me my information back. But he was recorded. But
So he
that's
had to
not why
like he
but
gave
he
you something.
stopped me because
you ran it, yeah.
Even
I ran the
though
red
you
light.
said what you said.
yeah, like, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But he's like, I'm stopping you. This is why I stopped you.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? So, and
Oh, you got that one.
You got
that one on
he
me. I didn't see it.
and I think a problem with us, like Serge touched on it a little bit, is one, you don't know what a cop is going through. You don't know how that they are. They are human beings just like we are. So if you get pulled over by a police officer and you like, guess what? You just took that officer from being on 5 to 10. Once an officer's on 10, it's a wrap. You're done. Everything's going to go wrong for you from that point. And you got to learn that. I learned that at early age, 15 years old. Like,
Unfortunately, that's facts.
you know what I mean? Like you just elevated. You just took them from here to this. Now, everything is you about to get this ticket for. Like Serge talked about. Like, and people don't understand. Like, you don't have to be. I'm gonna crack my window a little bit and give you my driver's license. You're being a dick. Now you causing everybody in the car. Let me see how I did. Now your boy got a warrant or somebody else's. Now I want everybody out. Now
You can ask for everybody's ID in the car.
Yeah, what?
No,
I didn't tell you the story.
Is that long?
You need to watch Law and Order.
So that
You need to move back to Albany with a 36.
Nigga, no, I just don't be in the car with multiple niggas.
No, I got you, bro. Do you know how many times me and Brian got stopped? Like when we were like 16, 17 and never got a ticket. Stopped. And every time they stopped him, I ain't saying shit. Can I see ID too? I'm gonna reach right here and grab it. Like I don't want.
Yeah, I ain't been
So
through.
that-
I've never been through.
So that's the law. That's the law. If you're riding in the vehicle that is stopped for any motor vehicle violation, it's an investigatory detention. You and everybody in the car.
Say that one more time.
Investigatory.
What are you talking about?
Not police.
We got Geo Dictionary. Now we got.
Yeah, investigatory detention.
That's the title right there. That's it.
So so everybody in the car, according to Pennsylvania state law, can be their identification can be requested, and especially if you're in a car, and let's say you're the passenger or you're in the back seat and you don't have a seatbelt on, you can actually, no matter what the driver is pulled over for, you can get a seatbelt or a citation for not wearing your
The
seatbelt.
passenger can get a citation?
Passenger.
Interesting.
Get a citation for not wearing your seatbelt. So, and just like a carpenter, police officers have tools because we can't act like every single person riding around in every car is clean. Like some motherfuckers is dirty. And just like a carpenter has tools, the police have tools in order to investigate people so that we can get bad people off the street. And what people don't understand is, well, I know my rights and I know this and I know that. And 9 times out of 10, they don't. They just know what they homie told them about what happened. We got tossed out in court or you know, well, I know that I can. And no, you don't.
I ain't never gonna say shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call I'm calling sir right there. The second I feel like I'm fucking up, talk to him, Serge.
No, you gotta face out. Serge.
Face out. You know him? He ain't got no beard.
Happened to me.
Look, you gotta be like, Serge, go to the closet. Get your uniform real quick. Hurry up.
Happened to me twice. It was well, happened to me more than 2 times. I would say it happened like 3 times. There was one time, me and B was at the bottom of my mom block. He had like a Mitsubishi Galant. And then there was a car coming down. It was Maisha's sister, Michelle, and a group of her friends. She had a white Impala with tints. Literally, we both was like double parked because we trying to like squeeze through. We going up the block, she coming down.
On your mom block, you said,
yeah,
you can't do that.
I mean, yeah, but it's like, but they didn't stop the car that's quote unquote suspicious. They stopped the car with me and Brian in it. Never gave Brian a ticket. So they took his license, took my ID. It was one night we was going somewhere, going through the driveway, and the cop just pulled up in the driveway out of nowhere. License registration. What am I being stopped for? Shut up. All right, you're right. Can I get your ID too? What'd I do? Gave him the ID. The third time it happened was when we was going, I think I was just turned 21, about to go out one night. And I don't think I've been in my Aunt Brenda's block, but she on Rubicam. So Rubicam is always somebody double parked, and so was Sheldon. Brian smoked the stop sign, which he knew he did. The cop started following us. So it's like, no, we're not going double park. No, and the cop is following, so we going around the block.
If I see you turn up,
no, like it was no lights, no signs, no nothing. Cop just following us. So like, we're not gonna double park.
that's what I'm saying.
No.
Shit like that is why I just stopped.
So we went around.
So
again.
this is the psychic part of the policing, John, right? The whole time they behind them, it's like, all right, we knew we blew the stop sign. They might pull us over here. They might do this. They might do that. Just do what you gonna do.
No, but
if they gonna yank you, they gonna yank you.
No, and I get it. So
that's why I said I'm gonna stop.
But
I saw that stop sign and you see me, I'm stopping.
It wasn't even a psychic aspect of it because like we were literally looking for parking.
Okay.
So as we go around the block a second time now, it's another cop car. So then when they finally stopped us, by the time they stopped us, it was me, Brian, Kenny, and Eric. So they stopped the car. They pulled me out, put me in cuffs in the back of the car. Pulled Brian out, put him in cuffs in the back of the car, and put him and Kenny in the same car. They ran out of handcuffs. They told Eric to put his hands on the seat. So Eric is in the back seat of Brian's car like this. Literally, running the whole information, couldn't find nothing on us, let us all go. Then we go back to the car. I see Eric still sitting like this. So now I'm cracking the fuck up. We'd have been in a cop car for like 10, 20 minutes. I'm like, bro, why you still sitting like this? He said, the officer said, don't move. So I didn't move. He was like, we got you because you smoked the stop sign. No ticket, no nothing. So it's like, we went around this whole joint. You didn't put everybody in cop car, took everybody ID, and then you don't give me the ticket. So it's like, I would rather the ticket, I go do all that.
So part of the fact is too, like not speaking for Serge, just a black man living in an urban community, because we live in an urban community where crime rate is really high. Mm-hmm. What 4 niggas doing riding in the car?
I'm just so now again. If it was we were not the people when we were like between like 19 and like 23 that looked like older, right? And I think this time it was an Impala. It wasn't decked out. Like, it was none of that. It was a silver Impala. It wasn't no tints, no rims, no nothing. We looked like 4 or 5 nut ass niggas in the car. Like, so we wasn't even on that type time. Like, it wasn't no alcohol. Like, it was nothing in the car.
So that's where unfortunately, being black and living in the hood, and especially around Rubicam Street, like, you already know what.
So happened. Yeah, exactly.
A conversation could have been had and should have been had by the police officers to y'all. Mm-hmm. They probably would have made the encounter a little bit better. Because if I stop people and I gotta detain them for whatever reason, I would typically say, like, yo, this is what's going on. This is why I stopped you. Mm-hmm. Now, most people won't prefer the ticket afterward. you said, oh, I'd rather get a ticket if I
I mean, and again, like that's just
most people they're gonna be like, all right, like we feel you, because I mean, typically I'm stopping you because I want to get a gun off the street. I want to catch somebody with a warrant or something like that. Like that's why I'm out here. I'm out here to try and prevent crime. I'm not out here to give people tickets. But if it's 4 of y'all in the car and it's 2 of us as police officers, then the odds are not in my favor. So if this thing do go left, it's gonna be a problem for us. So I'm going.
It was maybe three cop cars.
Maybe either tell everybody, let me see your hands, have somebody else come, or if I need to put 2 of y'all in the back of the car, and now it's only 2 of y'all in the car, so the 2 in the car are secured. I don't have to worry about them anymore.
Right.
And then the other 2, me and my partner can handle. So sometimes it's more of like, just like, damn, we outnumbered. How we going to run this? But at the same time, you typical law-abiding citizen, it's not into nothing. It's unfortunate that you have to go through something like that, and that's the dance that we have to do when you law enforcement. Like, you have to try and discern the good people from the bad people, and it's not always apparent. So you might have good intentions, and that's why I talk to people and let them know what's going on, and that'll kind of prevent the escalation. But some cops, they'll just rip you out the car, toss you in handcuffs.
Yeah, that's literally what happened, bro.
And you like, well, what the fuck is going on?
Literally, they ain't checked the car
if there was a call that came out around that same time, then I might not have the time to explain to you when it first go down. But by the time you get back in your car, I'm gonna let you know, hey, this is what happened, because that's what we got to do sometimes.
No, and I get, like, even like now that I'm older, I get it. If there was an explanation, it would have made more sense. You just said nothing. We just like, what we do? Shut up. Okay. I'm not about to sit there and argue back and forth with the cop, because I'm not about to go to jail. I'm just not. There you go. I can't make Roman wings in prison. I can't do it. So I just
You probably could.
No,
the jail way.
No, I don't want to make. Nope, I like it the way I make it.
I mean, that's but you
them
probably
balls
could
is
make
crap.
Yeah.
I done heard about hangers and take the extension cord, cut the cord, tie it up, put it to the radiator to get Albert Einstein. Like, what's going on?
That's skills. You can ask me.
Can't do it. All of us with grits? No, I don't want them grits.
But no, another great conversation, another great episode. On behalf of us, I want to thank y'all for coming out.
Really appreciate it.
Spending y'all time with us this morning. So we do have a segment before we leave. It's called "Thanks for Looking Out." Anybody that you encountered during the week that did something, it could be a small gesture, big gesture, grand gesture. We shout them out for looking out for us. And we're gonna start with you. Who's your thanks for looking out this week, sir?
I don't got one.
Rome?
My thanks for looking out goes to the entire dietary department.
I do got one.
In both states, Delaware, and especially state of Warminster. We had more residents and staff and stuff like that. I think we did a great job. So yeah, thanks for looking out. Y'all did an awesome job. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Early in the week, they asked me that I want to be a trainer. Yeah.
Okay. And what did you say?
I accepted, but then I found that was Tuesday. But then I found out Saturday that they asked like 20 people
before
fucking
you,
made
or
it.
just like,
I don't give a fuck no more. There's 20 people.
20 out of how many?
Out of like 170.
How many of them are
That's
black?
still.
How many of them are black? The majority of us are black drivers at the
But
Are y'all
20
women?
in total it's probably like 10 women.
Is there more money for training?
That's still only.
Yeah, I think it's like $3.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's still only 10%. You in the top
heard the last
10%. You
episode.
top tier. You know what I
They
mean?
heard that last episode.
Yeah.
Tell them that shit. Thanks for looking out.
Thank you.
My boy leader.
He leadering.
Steph, you got one?
Yeah, my thanks for looking out is going to be to my mother this week. When I seen that picture that I spoke about earlier, it kind of shook me a little bit, and she grounded me. Couldn't talk to the wife at that moment because she was at work being, all busy and stuff. But talked to my mom, she grounded me. That's what parents are still for. Here here for, or whatever the case may be, as we say. But yeah, thanks for looking out, Ma, for grounding me.
I got a second thanks for looking out because I don't think you know how clutch you was on Friday, bro. Like that was clutch.
Oh yeah,
like that was clutch. So I had a situation. I had to get the last minute stuff for my mom's party, and I had the money, but for some reason it took forever for the check to clear. I've never experienced that. They waited till about, I think I checked my account yesterday and it was in there. And it just took forever to clear, but I hit up Steph like, yo, I need this, that, and third. Give me like 3 days, I got you. And he sent that joint instantly, so I appreciate that because I'd had to go to jail or something. I was gonna have to rob somebody. Just not around Serge, but I was.
But no, bro.
I had to make sure Mom Deuce was situated.
We family, bro.
No, I appreciate that. That was clutch.
Sergio,
I think that one. My bad.
This week, my thanks for looking out is gonna go to my bro Ty here. I'm having a cookout later on today. I would invite you all, but you won't see this until afterwards. So consider yourself invited. No, but if it wasn't for him, everybody would be standing up. So he hooking me up with the chairs so that everybody can be comfortable. So thanks for looking out.
He's a big name.
Oh, also part 2, if y'all available, part 2 for Mom's party is today at 5. So if y'all available, slide through whatever.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Dang, y'all
Part 1 was lit. Part 2, I'm just sitting here. I'm not partaking in nothing.
You dancing in the chair,
bro. I all this like why? No, I'm going to urgent care or something. They gotta tell me something. Something ain't right, bro. I ain't never felt this before.
Ty, you got one?
Yeah, I got 2 good looking out. One is to Serge for handling the organization this week. I've been dealing with some internal things, and he just stepped up and took the.
What
took
are
the
your
wheels.
titles in the Clutch Kings?
I'm the president and Serge the VP, vice president.
Cool.
So, but he took the wheels, and sometimes it's hard trying to get 19 men on board.
Shit, we found out it was hard getting 4 people on board.
No, it's fun. Yo, it's crazy, y'all. It's frustrating.
Still 4 people.
It's
facts.
Correct.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating, but no. He took the wheels. He took the wheels for that. And my second one is to 2 more members of the club, Mike Jones and Mike Jones and Darnell Holmes. Congratulations on the job well done at the Philadelphia Fire Academy. Congratulations on graduation.
It's dope.
So I don't know if y'all know this or not. No, I don't have none of my cards on me. If y'all ever got an event and y'all need a caterer, I'm available. I'll make sure I get y'all one of my cards. I feel like it's not too hard to cook for 19 people. That might be a little easy, but just let me know a couple weeks in advance. And,
Well, when he plugs it at the end of the pod, they'll hear it.
But yeah.
That too, but just saying. Still give them a card. I'm gonna give both of them like 4
Tell
pieces.
my sister I'm sorry this joint lasted this long.
That's all good.
But yeah. So let's go ahead and get out of
She
here.
don't see it.
Kind sir, can you go ahead and take us out, please?
Follow the gang on BMMW Podcast on all major platforms.
Tiki taki do.
Not gonna do it.
No,
Not
I'm
gonna
not doing it. ANT_N.I.C.E ANT_nice215 on Twitter. Yeah, man. Steph.
You gave up on Facebook?
No, I think he stopped that.
Look.
I told you. Yes, sir.
So you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Petty_Ruxpin, RUXP1N. Ron, where can they find the chef at?
The Roman Way on Instagram.
I gotta figure out how to do your business card and make that shit flip on the screen.
No, bro. Look, it's a new joint. So I can get the joint on like Amazon. We can get it for the business too. It's a joint you get on Amazon where you could just they can scan it and everything will pop up, bro. Like it's like you'll get the little code and just stick the code on your phone. So if you in the car talking about it with Lyft customer, boop, the
QR code?
Yeah, we got that already.
Ty, what's shit social, man?
I didn't know we had that.
My social is Todd Davis _. That's it. Instagram and Facebook, it's the same.
When there was 5 of us.
It's a sticker.
Go ahead, sir.
So
Y'all want to shout the clutch things out too?
Full disclosure, I don't know my social media handle like that.
Don't feel bad. It took me a
out.
couple weeks.
You don't even spell it the way you spell your name.
Yeah, my social media is very sporadic. All you're gonna see on there is cigars, whiskey, motorcycles, an occasional clip of my daughter. However, to see all of the good things that we doing in the community, you can follow Clutch Kings with a K. For
2
Clutch.
Ks.
So yeah. So Clutch Kings LEMC on Instagram and Facebook.
Cool beans.
All right. Well, again, thank you for joining us for another episode, and we out.
Deuces.